the votes. You don't have the votes. You're gonna need congressional approval and you don't have the vote.
Hello everybody, my name is Atlas and welcome back to another video. I know it's definitely been quite a minute or two since my last upload. And by a minute or two, I mean a month and a half. So I sincerely apologize for that, you know. I was busy getting up to some silly and or goofy shenanigans, you know me, guys. You know who else has been getting into really silly and or goofy shenanigans? The House GOP. So, if you don't remember, last November, during midterm elections, the Republican Party took control of the House of Representatives, but only by an incredibly thin margin, right? And by incredibly thin margin, I mean 4 representatives thin. That's razor thin, okay? And if we have learned anything about razor thin majorities over the past 2 years, is that a razor thin majority is basically no majority at all. Now, a few days ago, the House held its first vote for Speaker of the House. I think it was expected that there would be a little bit of chaos, you know, in the House GOP ranks, because it's the fucking GOP, they're a hot mess. But I think it was generally expected that everyone would fall in line eventually and vote for Kevin McCarthy. But the thing is, Kevin McCarthy is an ass-kissing loser, okay? And I think the Freedom Caucus, which is basically the QAnon caucus, I think they would agree with me on that, because 19 of them voted for someone else besides Kevin Home Alone McCarthy for Speaker. And because the Republicans only have a margin of 4 votes to spare, well, you can guess that Kevin McCarthy obviously failed to get enough votes for Speaker of the House. But because of the fact that nothing else in the House can get done without a Speaker, the House really couldn't do anything besides hold another vote. So, they held the vote for Speaker a second time. And then a third time. And a 4th time, and so on and so forth. Up until this point, Kevin McCarthy has lost the vote for Speaker on 11 different ballots and is about to lose the vote on a 12th ballot. You know the last time it took this many ballots to elect a Speaker? 1859, with 44 total ballots needed to elect a Speaker. So yeah, I guess in comparison to William Pennington of the 36th Congress, McCarthy might not seem like such a loser, but you have to consider how incredibly polarized politics have become at this point, right? The last time it took more than 1 ballot to elect a speaker was 1923. So I definitely still say that Kevin McCarthy is very much a loser. Granted, it is a total of 7 people at this point who have voted against him. So he has been able to siphon off some of those votes from the fucking, you know, insane in the membrane caucus, right? But he still doesn't have the votes. How long is this whole monkey business gonna take place? Well, the largest number of ballots ever needed to elect a speaker was 133 back in 1855. Now, that process took a total of 2 whole months. So, if history is any indicator, we're gonna be here a bit. We could be here a bit, at least. And as much as I find this entertaining and hilarious, there are repercussions that aren't so funny. Firstly, the staff members of Congress cannot be paid until a speaker is elected, so who knows how long it is gonna be before they actually get their hands on their paychecks. Also, no one can really be sworn in right now because apparently electing a speaker is the first order of business when a new house convenes, and literally nothing else can get done without that, besides like adjourning. That's it. They can vote to leave. That's about it. Okay? They can't set up committees, and that's pretty concerning, because that means they can't hold much of a vote on anything. And while that sounds like a good thing for a fucking nutty GOP Congress, the House votes on a lot of crucial things that aren't, like, super political every single day, that are incredibly important for a lot of people across the country. But yeah. Right now, we don't have a legislative branch, you know. Anyway, a lot of this is McCarthy's own fault, honestly. He was the one who tried to appease the, you know, hardcore, openly fascist wing of the party. And honestly, guys, I don't remember the last time trying to appease fascists actually worked. That's not to say the rest of the Republican Party aren't fascists. They just try a lot harder to mask it. So, when will this whole charade end? Who knows? But for now, Mr. McCarthy,
You don't have the votes. you don't have the votes. You're gonna need congressional approval and you don't have the votes.
Thank you all so much for watching today's video. One like equals one more tear from McCarthy, and consider subscribing if you enjoyed. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, night, afternoon, etc., and I will talk to you all later.